that field today? Ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! And let's go to that! And let's go to that!
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready? And let's go to that. And let's go to that.
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin strap.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from them.
He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man.
You already make the big money.
He's a man.
Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there.
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like.
Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready? And let's go to that. And let's go to that. It's a wrap. Game over.
Nope, game is not over. Just getting started. Throwback Thursday right here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E and streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. BS3 TV. Good folks. Ben Sutter III, King Doc, and many others, including Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. All right, so all you got to do, if you got a Roku streaming device, download BS3 TV. Download BS3 TV, and you'll be tapped into some great programming. You'll be glad you did. All right. Hey, Throwback Thursday. I think I have a surprise for you today. There he is right now. There's BS3 right there. What's going on, Ben Sutter III? Hope everything is going well with you. Got to get you back on the show, man. You came and blessed us once, but we got to have you back, man, especially as we get ready for this NFL season up and coming. Yesterday on Winning Wednesday, I kind of went through a couple of different sports and talked about the teams that had the best chance to win against the reigning champion. We talked about the SWAC. Jackson State, of course, won the SWAC championship. They didn't win the Celebration Bowl. That's South Carolina State. But I got Jackson State, FAMU. I got Prairie View as one of the teams that should be tough to beat. And, there's some other teams in the West that have a shot at Jackson State. But again, to me, it's a two-person race between Jackson State and FAMU. I'm giving some love to the bottom of the barrel. Bethune-Cookman, got to give them some love today on my HBCU day, where I throw back and wear a jersey or a T-shirt from the HBCU. So trying to give some love to the bottom ones. And Bethune-Cookman definitely at the bottom of the bunch. Arkansas, Paw Bluff down there, TSU down there. They got to get that together. I think Mississippi Valley State is going to make a big jump. But again, that was yesterday on Winning Wednesday. Then when we talked about the MEAC, I got South Carolina State. I got Norfolk State as the two teams with a chance to win it all. South Carolina State, of course, won the MEAC and won the Celebration Bowl. Then when we got to talking about FBS football, Georgia won it all. And I'm putting Georgia up top. Forget all that Nick Saban talk and fodder, and everybody just worships Nick Saban. Please, Nick Saban, come to my house. He's going to have to knock on that door. Who is it? Nick who? Saban. Get off my yard. I mean it. Get off my yard. Y'all love Nick Saban like he's a god. I don't. He's a man. He makes a whole lot of mistakes. Put him anywhere else but Alabama, and we ain't even talking about it. All right, y'all stop what you're doing. I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. Y'all give it up for the king. King Doc has checked in. Hey, bro, how the Queens doing? How are the Queens doing? And then And then Snowman said it, to be the champ, you got to beat the champs. And that's why I say I'm not just putting Alabama up there because everybody's talking about Alabama. Bump Alabama. They got to beat Georgia, and they got dog walked by Georgia. And a pun intended. You know how folks say no pun intended? Pun intended. They got dog walked by Georgia. So the team to beat in the college football is the Georgia Bulldogs. And then I jumped over to the NFL. LA Rams. I got the Dallas Cowboys in there. I got the San Francisco 49ers in there. And I guess we got to throw the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in there. I'm not throwing in that team up there in Wisconsin. Y'all can forget it. I ain't rocking with that drama king up there this year. All right, on the AFC side, Buffalo, Kansas City, Baltimore, and Tennessee. And then in the NBA, I'm not going to repeat it. I'm just going to bring in the dude that can talk about it. It is none other than Chris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. How you doing, bro?
I'm all right. Are you going to pick the Warriors again?
Well, it's funny you ask. First of all, man, you know, we continue to be with you in prayer and thoughts and condolences, man. A lot of folks been asking about you, and I'm glad you came on today because folks want to see you, man. We love you, brother, for real, for free.
I love the family, man. Much appreciated.
Yeah,
no question. I have realize how loved I am these last few weeks, and it's very appreciated, truly.
Yeah, man. Again, bro, we love you, and you know we're always here to support you, but definitely at a time like this.
Oh, definitely, man. And you know, you were there. Thank you for coming to the funeral services for my mom last Wednesday, and it's good to see other legends like Ralph Cooper there showing support, and Kim Davis and A.D. Moore and Paul Wright, Yolanda Lazine, and Earl Jemison. I was surprised to see him.
Yeah.
So the love is real, man.
Yeah.
Again, the love is real, and it's very, very humbling, but very, very appreciated, truly.
Yeah. Well, it is real, and I want you to know that. Forget what the other people say. It is real. There are a lot of people that love Chris Gardner.
And you know, I'm glad to know that, man. And, you know, sometimes you don't know it, you don't realize it, or something like that. But yeah, I noticed it a lot. And my mom was in a better place, and I'm good with that, man. And I was able to lay her to rest next to her mom and dad. So, you know, when I finally found the cemetery plot information that I knew was here in the house, I gave up looking for it for a little bit. And then about, let's see, today the 30th, probably June 9th. I was walking out of my room and something said, look over in that suitcase. And there it was, man, right there in the suitcase. And right there, I was good, man. You know, that was a few days before my mom passed away. But once I found that, I was like, yep, she's going to be next to my granny and pawpaw. So it's all good, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You did a great job, man. You honored your mother very well. You know, in the country, we say you put her away right, bro.
Yep.
You put her away right. So
thank you very much, brother. Thank you.
We're very, very, very proud of you. And again, here for you completely. You know, it ain't over. It wasn't just during that period. We're here for you always. Thank
you, man. You know, I've got calls. I've received calls from people, you know, so it's very appreciated, man. I really am. I'm blessed, man. I am.
Good. That's it. That's the word right there. So yesterday on Winning Wednesday, I was talking about teams that had an opportunity to beat the reigning champion in their sport. Obviously, Golden State kind of surprised us all. I took a lot of flack because in your absence, I asked the question, is the team that wins the championship always the best team in that sport for that season? And I said, man, if you try to tell me that Golden State was the best team in the NBA this year, I'm just going to tell they won the tournament, but they were not the best team in the NBA this year.
Agreed. And that's not their fault.
Right. No, and again, I'm not going to Golden State because, you know, they calling names, bro. They call so many names in that doggone parade, man. I was like, who didn't y'all get mad at? Like, good God.
But, you know, they use, like a lot of champions, use any little perceived slight as motivation for them to win the championship, and they got it done. You know, Phoenix got beat. They blew up at the wrong time.
Right.
They imploded at the wrong time.
True.
Chris Middleton was hurt on the Bucks side.
Right.
You know, but hey, that's part of the long grind of the NBA season.
Absolutely.
There's not going to be a star next to this. You know, the Warriors won their championship, but Phoenix didn't do their part. You know, Golden State, you know,
Memphis.
Milwaukee didn't do their part.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Championship. That ring gonna say that ring right there, and that's all that matters. But yeah, were they the best team all season? No.
Yeah.
You know, hey.
Yeah. And I'm not pushing for a mid-season tournament or anything like that, like some of these leagues are talking about doing. I just, again, just my mind thinks like that. And, people, oh, what a horrible take and blah, 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 blah. I'll just go somewhere else. But anyway, so heading into this next season, just like I did with Milwaukee, I made Milwaukee the team to beat last year because they were the team to beat. I got to put Golden State there. Golden State is the team to beat right now. I ain't rocking with Draymond that they're going to win 3 of the next 4, all that. I'm just saying they're the team to beat. And teams are going to have to, like Snowman said, to be the champ, you have to beat the champ. And, I believe there's a couple of teams that have a chance to do that. Number 1 team for me is Memphis. Number 2, Phoenix. Number three gets a little sketchy.
Are you in the West talking about
beating
them? Okay.
I'm in the West. So I said Phoenix. I said Memphis. Where do you go at number 3 and number 4?
I'm not sure about Phoenix until they resolve the situation with DeAndre Ayton. I'm not convinced that if they deal him in a sign and trade, what they get back in return for him will make them as legit to compete for a championship. So I'll wait and see on that. I mean, it's June 30th.
Yeah.
Happy free agency day, everybody.
Right.
Memphis, maturity, a healthy job will go a long way for them. A backup point guard, because I think Tyus Jones will probably sign somewhere else for a starting job and more money. But, Memphis should. Other than that, I'm not picking the Lakers. You give me a healthy Clippers squad, I'll pick the Clippers.
Now, I said they're interesting. They are very interesting. A healthy Paul George, a healthy Kawhi Leonard, a healthy John Wall, a healthy other players on that team, they get very interesting.
Yeah, and I think they would be better than Golden State. That's a lot of ifs. I'm more a healthy Kawhi Leonard. Paul George, he's not the better player. Kawhi Leonard, a healthy Kawhi is one of the best players in the NBA.
I agree.
Period.
I agree.
Not PG-13. No.
Okay. But PG-13 is necessary on that squad for
his role and to get things done offensively, all that stuff. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So again, Clippers, question mark. I got a very interesting team. Similar to the discussion we just had. You put a healthy Zion Williamson on that New Orleans team that we saw during the playoffs, bruh. If healthy, they can be top 4 in the West.
But the thing is, I'm curious, and I say this simply because we have not seen this Pelican squad do it. But now they have, based on what they did in the playoffs, they have higher expectations.
Right.
Some teams and players do not live up to those higher expectations.
I agree.
So we shall see, because people are going to expect them to win in the regular season and make noise in the regular season. We'll see if they live up to that hype. And that's with or without Zion.
Yeah.
With a healthy Zion, no doubt.
Yeah.
Well, y'all did all this without him last year in the playoffs. Now you got him and he's healthy too. Y'all need to make noise from the opening game throughout the regular season. So, yeah, there's a lot of expectations on them to see if they're able to get it done.
Chris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, joining me here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, broadcasting live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. If you got a Roku streaming device, download BS3 TV. You'll thank me later. People play certain teams differently. There are probably some teams that took New Orleans kind of lightly this past season. I don't think that's going to be the case this year. I think folks are going to get up. They're not going to load manage certain players against New Orleans, especially at critical times. I think that it's going to be a different size bullseye on New Orleans this season, the next season. But I stand by what I say. Healthy, they could be a top 4 team in the West.
Prove it to me.
I'm not saying they are going to be.
I understand what you're saying, but I agree with what you said prior to that. People are not going to take them lightly anymore. Won't take them for granted. So then we're going to see if y'all can beat other teams, the opponent's A game, 4 out of 6 games in a 10-day span.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
Yeah.
That's what makes great teams great.
Yeah.
They take other teams' best shot and still get the dub.
4 out of 7, bro. That's the magic number. You know, you done turned me off on the regular season. Playoff time is 4 out of 7. I don't want to hear about no blowout wins, and 4 out of 7 at the end of the day.
Agreed. And so they could be we have to look at everybody else in the West. West is, if the Stars are healthy, the West next year will be loaded from top to 10, 1 to 10. The Spurs, AJ, sorry, are the bottom feed of the West now. They're starting over, completely rebuilding.
Right. Happy for DeJounte Murray. Happy for DeJounte, because he earned the right to move to a place where he has a chance to compete in the postseason. And I say that because, bro, when everybody else left, when they start shopping everybody else, DeJounte said, give me a shot to see what we can do. They were fun to watch last season.
And now we'll see what the Hawks, who are now expected to win again, because they did not handle that well this past season.
Right.
The higher expectations. So we'll see what they do with a better backcourt.
Yeah. Chris, stay right there. I got to take a quick break. Shout out to a couple of our sponsors. We'll be right back. Chris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. Throwback Thursday on the lunch break, powered by JM&E.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Man, I cannot tell you how excited I am for July 16th to come up. That will be the premiere of 3 short films under the Cinematic Affair. And if you have not heard, they opened up a second premiere on July 16th. The first one sold out, so don't miss out for the second one. It'll be July 16th. Go to thecinematicaffair.com, thecinematicaffair.com. I'll be in a movie called Soulmates, and I'm excited, man. I played a couple of roles in the movie, Chris. Look, my first movie, and they gave me not 1, but 2 roles in the movie. I'm excited, man. I'm really excited.
And you should be, and I am honored to be in your presence, sir. I truly am. I am just like this man he's in film now. He's a film star. Look at this, man. 2 roles. Brother got 2 roles now. Gonna get 2 checks. Man, all right. Yeah.
Look, I already got 2 checks.
See, that's what I'm talking about, people. We're in the presence of royalty right now. People right here. Look at this, man. Yeah.
Listen. I'm living my best life right now, man. I'm living my best life right now. Probably, doing that master of many and jack of all trades and master of none, but I'm enjoying the ride, man. I really am.
Very props to you, man. And I want to say this, and no disrespect intended to my mom, may she rest in peace. But I have spent my adult life with responsibility taking care of my mom. Okay. So it's taken me a while to get used to. I have the flexibility to do things that I wasn't able to do previously. Yeah. So that's going to be an adjustment for me. I may be able to go back to going on the road to some games and stuff that I wasn't able to do for like 10 years and things like that. So
got you.
So look out.
Yeah. So, yeah. Look, well, I'm going to mess with you. Pack up that macaroni and cheese and them cookies and head on over there to Atlanta.
You know what? I thought about contacting her last couple of days. And I'm like, well, maybe I should give her another chance. So we'll see. I ain't feeding her though, but I'm just trying to get an interview. I'm not gonna feed her.
Look, I tell you what, I'll buy the food.
She got to earn that again.
No, she don't have to earn
yes,
nothing.
She does.
Stop it.
She did me wrong, man. She did me wrong, man.
Bruh, we'll talk about this off air because, man, look, I'll buy the food. You just make the contact, all right?
So, we'll see. And now she on ESPN. She all big time and now stuff, I mean, I remember you when you went on all that Miss thing,
Boy, I sure hope she don't tune into my show. I hope she don't tune in.
I wonder if she did tune in or someone told her about some of the stuff that I said.
Might have been.
Took it wrong because I did not disrespect her.
Where's Willie Gibson when we need him?
Yeah, chime in, Brother Gibson, because I have the utmost respect for her and her mom. Great lady, two great women. I just, you did not agree to my interview, and I'm just like, well, what's up with that? So hey,
you need to sing "Boys to Men" to her.
I can sing. I can sing a lot of things to her. If that's what it's going to take for the interview, I'll do that because I can sing.
You can't do that. You can't.
I give her some references if she wants. I can sing.
Brother, I'm telling you, you get to serenade her, man. She might change her mind on some things.
Because another strange thing, the last few months, my voice has gotten better. I'm hitting notes now that I hadn't hit since high school, man. I'm like, look at this, man.
All I'm saying is say less. Don't sing for free no more, bro. You got it. You got it. Look, a dude like me who can't sing, let me sing for free. You say that voice.
Appreciate it. Yes, sir.
All right, brother. I gotta ask you about this West because as I was looking at this, you literally could take teams 4, 5, and 6 from this past season and move them down to 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
And move the teams at 7, 8, 9 up to 4, 5, and 6.
Yep.
You had the Dallas Mavericks at 4, Utah at 5, and Denver at 6. Both of them have made major changes either in their front office, their coaching, or in their players. And we still haven't seen the end of it because this is just starting today. Minnesota was a beast during the playoffs. That's a team I could see on the uptick. I already talked about New Orleans at 8, and we talked about the Clippers at 9. Those teams could easily move up to 4, 5, or 6.
Agreed. Now, I could see Denver moving up or staying where they are at 6 if Jamal Murray's healthy, if their squad is healthy.
Right.
Dallas, I love how the perspective changes when a player gets to your team.
Mm-hmm.
Maverick fans love Christian Wood now.
All of a sudden.
Just love him to pieces.
He's sliced bread.
Oh, he's just awesome on offense, on defense. And I'm like, did y'all see Chris Wood play defense last year for the Rockets? I mean, did y'all really?
If y'all saw Christian Wood play defense, show us so we'll see what it looks like.
Because I saw a lot of times when guards flex on him, and I'm like, come on, big man, that should not happen.
Yeah.
Okay, Mavericks, and now, well, not now. Mr. Brunson, I guess they're trying to clean up the perception of tampering to have Dallas, the Knicks, and Miami speak with him today, rather than everybody just flats out signs with the Knicks to make it look like, okay, C-League, we're not going to do directly to the Knicks. We're going to have people come talk to us and give them our presentation to convince me to go with, okay, that's smart.
Is there any chance he stays in Dallas?
Slim. I mean, I never say never. It's slim. But he told the Mavs that initially the Mavs offer was like 4 years, $56 million. And he said no.
Yeah.
Because he wanted more.
Right.
The Mavs were willing to go higher. And he and his dad said, no, we're going to go free agency. And his dad's now on the Knicks staff. Leon Rose, his second dad, is in Knicks front office. His agent is Leon Rose's son. So it's all. But okay, Jalen Brunson has not said to the Mavs as of right now, thank you, Dallas. Thank you for your time. Thank you for building my career. I'm going to the Knicks. He has not said that yet. Yeah. So he's allowing them to make a presentation today.
Yeah. Okay.
To make it look good.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, clean it up how you have to clean it up. I'm not mad at that young man for getting his money. And I gotta be honest with you, man. Luka turned me off a little bit during the playoffs. So
in what way?
You want to be the laughing, joking, running your mouth in other people's face and you're going to show up and show out different people. Okay, do it without Jalen Brunson. Go ahead.
That's going to be a thing. We're going to see if Spencer Dinwiddie can fill that role a little bit. We're going to see if Christian Wood can step up now because he was, well, of course, this is assuming Jalen Brunson leaves, because if Brunson was still there, Christian would be the third option.
Right.
And then I was kind of curious to see if he would have been happy with being the third option on Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Now he has a chance to be the second option in Dallas. I'm still wondering if Christian Wood at some point in October tells Jason Kidd and Luka, I need more touches. And Luka's like, this is my team, man.
Yeah. I don't speak no English.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. This is not the Rockets. This is my team. So,
I don't know what you're saying, bro. I don't speak no English. Your phone breaking up. We talking face to face.
So it's up to him to back up his words. Luka too, because Luka, he is truly he's a diva. I mean, he complains to the refs a whole lot, and you got you're such a talented player, but come on, man. I mean, just get back on defense and play some defense.
Right.
You know, stop complaining about a no call or what you think is a no call. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I said it. If Luka don't show up against Golden State, if he didn't show up against, Phoenix, I don't want to hear all that. Now you switched over. You went from good Luka to bad Luka. So live it. And he
needs to show up in October
in shape.
Don't take 4 weeks to get in shape.
Doughboy.
Don't be like that fella in Philly who's about to get a new contract at some point.
Yeah, I was going to say let's jump over to the East. Let's jump over to the East.
He seems to have a problem getting in shape, reporting to camp in shape too. So
yeah, obviously Harden's got a lot to prove, and I feel like he took the first step in declining the 47.3, and without agreeing to something a little bit more manageable so that they can do more around him and Joel Embiid. That to me is this, now we're moving from here to here, and the next step would be him coming in camp in shape.
Agreed. But a 37-year-old PJ Tucker, is he the answer to help Philly get over the hump and win that chip?
What does PJ bring? I mean, we know what he brought here in Houston, but when he left here and went to Milwaukee, got a chip, went down to Miami, it was different. What does PJ bring that I'm missing? Because
he brings a tough mindset.
Okay.
Now, and little else, physicality on defense. He's no longer a great three-point corner shooter.
Right.
He's 37 years old, man. And his style of play, it has taken its toll. So he's no longer as quick on the perimeter, defending guys, keeping them in front of him. That's a problem. If PJ cannot play physical defense on the perimeter, he's limited.
He's liability.
So 2 years, team option, or third year, whatever the deal is going to be. I'm not counting on him to help whoever it is, most likely Philly, to help them get over the hump.
Yeah.
So okay,
I like what he did against Harden one-on-one. And I don't know if it was because Harden was playing beneath himself or PJ stepped up and turned back the hands of time. But I like what he did one-on-one against Harden.
Well, he knows James's game.
Right.
So that helps. They did all that in practice forever. Yeah. And PJ also called out James when James was in the wrong in practice in Houston. He challenged James to be better. He challenged James to be a better leader, all those things. So that part of it is okay.
Yeah.
That PJ can provide Philly. But Father Time is undefeated. James Harden is no longer the player he was when he was with the Rockets. So I don't know. Okay, Philly is becoming the older Houston Rockets East Conference style, but is that going to be enough to beat younger Boston? Is that going to be enough to beat a still Giannis in his prime,
right,
with the Bucks and all those players? I don't know about that.
Right. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back, talk more. Chris Gardner, Houston Round Ball Review at the HR Review. The HR Review. Again, I appreciate him joining us today. Again, we know things are still fresh and what have you. And Chris, again, we appreciate you taking time to join us right here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E. We'll be right back right after this.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
All right, you saw it, the Cinematic Affair coming up July 16th. It's a 3-night event now. Friday night's going to be a mixer, social, chance to hang out, have some drinks. Saturday is the premiere, and the first showing sold out. The second showing is available. You can get tickets at thecinematicafair.com. And then Sunday is a brunch where you can hang out with all of the actors from the 3 different short films, plus the writers, the producers, and all the people that you might want to get to know. So come hang out with us. Go to thecinematicafair.com, get your tickets, and come check your boy out in the movie Soulmate.
The star.
Man, please. I wish I was, but just from seeing the trailer, they did a whole lot of stuff that I didn't see. It's interesting being on the set and getting called in for your part, and then on other days they're filming other parts of the movie, and then you see the trailer. It's like, what? When did they do that? So, man, I'm looking forward to seeing it all come together. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good,
brother. We need Willie Gibson to chime in on the show ASAP. Because a man who I have tremendous respect for, covering Pac-12 athletics, John Wilner, just tweeted massive news that USC and UCLA are planning to leave the Pac-12 for the Big Ten as soon as 2024.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. There's multiple ways to get at this. You hear my phone ringing?
Yeah. You better answer the phone too.
It's supposed to be on the air?
Yeah, we are on there. I'm calling.
You called out, brother. You called out.
These are your 2 brothers calling you out.
You better be ready come Sunday to talk about this on Folks Talking Sports.
What are we talking about, brothers? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Gibson.
Will Knows podcast host and one of the multiple members of Folks Talking Sports is Willie Gibson. Hey, man, did you hear the news that USC and UCLA are leaving the Pac-12 to go to the Big Ten?
Cut it out. No.
As soon as 2024.
As soon as 2024.
Yeah, as soon as 2024, huh? Okay, no, I have not. Today I've been in the lab, literally coming out to take this call. So no, I have not.
Well, we can't be mad. We can't be mad at you earning your money, man. But we just tried to. We needed the direct line input, bro.
All right.
Because Will, the person who broke this news, is a reliable Pac-12 source.
Oh, really? Who was it? If I may, who?
John Wilner. He, I've referenced him on our show a lot of times. He is Mr. Pac-12.
Okay.
So unless his Twitter account has been hacked, which I don't believe it has been, this has legs, man.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Okay.
Well, let's speculate a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry, I done something else. Let's speculate a little bit. What do you think that means for the Big Ten? UCLA and USC?
Watch out, SEC. That's what it means.
I like it. I like the feel of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just got confirmed by Sports Illustrated guy too, Ross Dellinger.
Fair enough. I do know that Kevin Warren has been meeting with his counterpart in the Pac-12 quite a bit. That I do know, but it was under the guise of, well, now it's not even the guise. Now I'm connecting dots in my head. That'll do it. Makes sense. No, logistically, I mean, you're going to have the naysayers, but yeah, it makes sense. It definitely makes sense.
We got Willie Gibson joining us on the JM&E phone line. Chris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, just got some breaking news that UCLA and USC, I mean, literally legends of the Pac-12, are leaving as early as 2024 to join, of all conferences, the Big Ten.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. Ross Dellinger, yep. They are in negotiations. I'm seeing yeah.
And before the SEC homers jump into this, listen, y'all are on top right now, okay? Y'all got Bama, y'all got Georgia, and then y'all got everybody else right now. But if you don't know the history of the Pac-12 and the Big Ten, stay out of this conversation, because all you're doing is making yourself look real dumb. So I'm just letting you know, this is legendary. This is the man, this would have been unheard of, 20 years ago.
Yeah, without question.
But brother, Mr. Gibson, logistically, this sucks, man. What about the student access? What about their travel? What are they going to do? How are they going to make it flying from Los Angeles to Minnesota and Columbus? How are they going to do this traveling during the week for the academics part of this? This is not right for the student assets. What are they going to do with this, sir? What about them?
A lot of weekend travel, a lot of weekend. Let's see. I mean, how do they do it now? What do they do? Thursday, Saturday, USC. If Washington goes to California, they'll play USC Thursday, UCLA Saturday. You'll see a lot of that.
What about the Olympic sports, though, sir? What about baseball? Those are series, sir. What are they going to do with that? And swimming and track and field? What about all these things? What about the student assets? What about them, Willie Gibson? What about them?
Oh, hold on, Willie. Before you even dare try to answer that, let me just laugh out loud at his genuine, let me use this word very loosely, genuine concern for the student athlete. Ladies and gentlemen, doing his best Mark Emmert impersonation, Chris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. Carry on, sir.
It is great timing for, well, I guess we're going to find out, because the Big Ten negotiations, the media rights deal, the new one, was to have been finalized basically in July, right? I mean, it went from May, June, July, but now with LA market, they got to change, just start all over again, unless this was included in the negotiations. Everybody kept it on the hush-hush, on the down low, and just included this in part of the new deal. Because, man, that's more money for the Big Ten. And,
without question.
Man, oh, man, Pac-12, I'm sorry. Good luck to y'all,
Now, there's other teams that they can get. I mean, no, they can't replace USC and UCLA in their prime, but there's some other teams out there in the Mountain West and other areas.
Well, they can get San Diego State and Fresno State and folks like that. But
and they'll probably do this. They'll probably try and bring in more schools than fewer schools to cover this loss. But
sure, but if you're the Big 12, You can talk to BYU and say, y'all good with Utah joining our conference?
Yeah, that look, hold on for a second. Let me sound like a Big Ten old head. That ain't our problem, Doc.
Oh, no, I'm saying, like, if you're the Big 12 now, Utah can't be happy. Utah is one of, now, they were the top, the second best football team or best football team in the Pac-12 last season.
Right.
With no USC, no UCLA. Just have them join the Big 12 BYU and Houston, Cincinnati, and UCF. Add somebody else, add Boise State, and keep moving through the Big 12 and just focus on that.
And Willie, I'll let you talk. If I'm the Pac-12 and I'm Oregon and I'm Utah, I get a feeling of what it feels like to actually be on top. And I'm not just talking about in the standings, because Oregon and some of the other schools in that conference have been in the shadow of USC and UCLA for decades. And now they get to be the one driving the ship. And I tell you what, I would be very vocal on who comes in, when they come in, and how they come in. Go ahead, Willie.
I would say this. I'm just, as I'm digesting this, listening to you, gentlemen, I'm just looking forward to the first USC noon kickoff in the ROKU. Noon Eastern, Mr. Gardner. Noon Eastern.
Yes, yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Hold on, Willie. I gotta mess with you because I ain't talked to you in a while, so I gotta make up for some lost time. You don't want that smoke with Caleb Williams, man. You don't want that smoke with that mobile quarterback with a gun who can find open receivers that ain't even open yet. All right, man. Look, we don't need no more Oregons on the roster.
Number one, he'll be gone in 2024. Number two, we have something. Mr. Day, Coach Day is doing some things.
Defensively?
Yes.
Okay.
Jim
All right.
Jim Knowles is in the building.
Okay.
Jim Knowles is in the building.
Okay. I had to get that in. And let's not play now. Let's not play. Your boy hadn't totally turned around UCLA, but they were better. Like I said, this UCLA, this USC, great. USC and UCLA of old, man, that would have been historic.
Yeah, it'd be interesting, and then kind of tying in, as we're doing maybe a localizing things. UCLA athletic director Martin Germain is formerly the right-hand man of Gene Smith.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Good for them, though. I mean, seriously, good for them, because all people are talking all things SEC, and I'm like, nonsense. I've been telling SEC faithful and Alabama faithful, you are on top right now. You haven't always been, and you won't always be. And they act like you just called a mama a lot. So this is good for the conference. This is good for the landscape. And let me pick with you a little bit more, Willie and Chris Gardner. So let's talk basketball right now.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the top team in that Big Ten? Based on what we've seen here recently.
With UCLA and USC coming. Man, see, now I'm thinking again. Nick Cronin, former coach at University of Cincinnati, with his Ohio ties.
Yep.
That's going to be interesting.
Very.
That's going to be interesting.
Very. Chris, who's the top team in the Big Ten?
It's not UCLA yet, but it could be eventually because of Mick Cronin's ties to the area.
Yeah.
In the Midwest. But Mick Cronin's got ties to Houston too. Mick Cronin used to recruit people here in H-Town. I know that for a fact. So, but I'll throw another curveball out there. All this does is make me want a hope that the Big Ten invites Houston now to join them, because that's President Couture's ultimate dream, is to be in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Big 12's nice.
Yeah.
But to be with a lot of other AAU schools, Houston in the Big Ten, I mean, geographically, you're just straight up and down, but now you're going out to the West Coast a little bit. So, hey, why not?
Yeah. I will say.
Why not? I'm going to say this. Now I'm coming. How's that $175 million campaign coming, Chris?
150, Will, 150.
Yeah, that. I'm let me put you 150. I apologize. I'm not used to those numbers.
Oh, my gosh.
150.
I got to put y'all, go to your room. Willie, go to your room. Chris, go to your room.
y'all want this smoke? Okay.
Football-wise, nothing changes. Football-wise, nothing changes. It is Ohio State's conference. And, yeah, I know Michigan won the Big Ten last year, but miss me on that. Let them do it twice. I'm sorry, how many years in a row was it for the Ohio State? Let them do it that many times, and then we can talk. But it doesn't change anything football-wise. In fact, what it does is it makes Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan,
Michigan State,
now
Indiana,
you've got
Iowa.
another team that can give you an ugly loss on your record. You gotta be even more sharper than you were before. And hope that you don't have the Ohio State on your schedule that year.
And what this does, what's up, Keith? Thank you very much for tuning in to three dudes who are having a great time with each other talking about this massive news. Will, how many teams does this make now? Will this make for the Big Ten?
16.
16. Okay, that's what I thought. So they got 16. SEC will have how many with Texas and Oklahoma?
That's
That would be
16 as well, right? Okay.
Yep.
I'm telling you, it had been discussed for the last 3 to 5 years. There's going to be 4 16-team conferences. With this move, you're halfway there. Big 12, go and get your 4. Swallow up the Pac-12. ACC gets your 1. Where I think you got 15 right now, I think, in ACC. There you go. 4 16-team conferences and just go at it. Big 12 with their new commissioner from Rock Nation. He got ties. He could probably pull in some money that with connections that we never even thought of before for college athletics. This is a great day. It's a scary day. Terry Harris, commented on my Facebook about this. It could be a colossal mess. But once again, it just proves what we've known for a long, long time. It ain't about the student assets. It's about money. Has been, will be. They're not concerned about the Olympic sports. It's about football. That's what this is about, football. Because Willie, you, me, and Andy, and James, I think, on our show talked about this. They could just make it a football conference if they wanted to.
Could.
If it was about the welfare of the student athletes, as they term them.
Put it out there.
Yeah.
James Smith has already put it out there. Let's take the NCAA out.
Right.
College football, and college football becomes its own entity.
Right.
So.
And I thought when he said that, like, but then I thought, I mean, again, you're not gaining anything by having the NCAA manage something that it can't control.
Amen. Just make it football conferences. And then other sports, you'd have geographic conferences, which would be better suited to everybody else. The other sports, keep a buck. Come on now.
Yeah. Yep. Guys, let's see. BS3 said this is a big hit for the Pac-12. It is, but it's one that, I think we've all seen it. Out of the Power 5, the Pac-12 was arguably the least of the 5.
They were. And the irony is probably within the last year or so, because I think I even asked John Wilner about this in the email, because I know other folks did as well. What were the possibilities of USC and UCLA one day leaving the Pac-12?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say John said it could happen down the line.
Yeah. Well,
not within 2 years, though.
Yeah. Here we go. Now we know where the line is. Willie, BS3 said, I think it'll be a Power 3 soon. All right. Question. SEC, Big Ten, who's the third of a Power 3?
SEC, Big Ten, and then looking at the dynamic now. Don't sleep on the Pac-12 rally and getting somebody. I don't know who. I can't call it yet, but let's name who's there still. Oregon's still there. They're coming. Okay. Utah is not a slouch. They're coming.
Utah not staying in the Pac-12.
I'm sorry?
Utah won't stay in the Pac-12 without UCLA. They won't.
Yeah, real quick, Ben Sutter III said ACC. I don't agree.
I don't know. It's Big 12.
Yeah,
Big 12. If the Big 12 can get Utah in their conference and Utah, Boise, and get Oregon State, ACC can't match that.
I'm gonna agree with you. But I'll say this: the best thing the Big 12 did was let old boy retire. That's the best thing they did because he was the problem. He catered to Texas too long. He catered to other schools too long. And sure enough, A&M and folks started leaving. And then he had to try to save face. And then the unthinkable happened for him with Oklahoma and Texas talking about. And then he had nothing to. It was cosmetic. Him getting U of H, him getting Cincinnati, him getting Central Florida, and so on. So if the new commissioner doesn't get bold and progressive and try and pluck teams away from the Pac-12, guess what? The Pac-12 ought to do the exact same thing. Get Iowa State, get those other schools that make the Big 12 what it is, and be the third power conference.
But the issue with the Pac-12 doing things like that is they have the less eyeballs for TV because of the time difference. So they could do those, you could go to try to convince people like Iowa State and other schools to come to us. But that 2-hour time difference, that's a big deal for TV directly.
I hear you. But here's the thing.
But somebody, whoever it is, Big 12 or Pac-12, needs to be as proactive as possible.
That's my point.
Okay, because whoever does that will survive.
I mean, you don't do anything. You got to do something, and it's going to come down to who does the right thing first.
Agreed. Somebody got to be proactive.
Willie, your thoughts? It's going to be interesting. That's Big 12. So they're what now? Big 12 with Houston, BYU. That puts them at 14 as well. Is that where they are?
Well, but until Texas, Oklahoma league,
They're going
to be 12 again after that.
So they'll be 12 again. So they need to get 4. Okay, Utah. Let's go with that. Utah, Oregon,
Boise, and yeah.
Boise. I heard you say Boise. I'm just trying to think Boise. Boise. Okay, Boise. Okay, that should be interesting. It's going to
I mean, they're the Boise is the next good / great non-Power 5 football program.
I was going to say, when you start heading out west, teams that's not already there, Boise is it. I mean, even if it's based on their history, Boise is it. It ain't Utah State.
Right.
Well, it's not Nevada.
It's not Memphis. It's not SMU. Talking football, like we're talking overall athletics.
Right.
Then you got other programs.
Right.
But strictly football, because this is football. It's football driven. Boise makes the most sense.
That's true.
If you're going to go to a Big 16 for the Big 12. But again, AJ's right. It's going to come down to Big 12, Pac-12, whichever one of those two conferences is the most proactive.
Right.
Will survive.
Right. Whoever tells the best story first.
Yeah, because now Pac-12 they're second in line for media right negotiations after the Big 10. They got to act quick. What are they going to go to do with CBS right now? CBS come to you, okay, who you got for TV? Well, we got Eugene, Oregon.
Right.
Okay, so, all right, and what? The football team is good, but Eugene, Oregon is Eugene, Oregon for TV purposes. So CBS, NBC, whatever. This is, in terms of negotiations for the Pac-12, man, the new commissioner, 1-year anniversary, I think, is tomorrow, I think. He's got to be just, his knees, he's been cut off at the knees today.
Yeah.
He has to start all over again for negotiations.
Yeah, this was definitely a blow. Willie, Chris, we got to get ready to wrap it up, man. Willie, I know we caught you impromptu, though, brother. But please, anything you want to share with us or let everybody know where they can follow you.
Oh, no, I appreciate it. Appreciate the opportunity to always talk to two good brothers such as yourselves. But always reach out to me. Twitter, Instagram at Will Gibson 7, Facebook at Will Knowles, and I'm actually, as I'm talking to you, that's why I'm kind of pausing before. I'm reaching out to folk as well. I'm literally, you informed me of this live on the air, so as I'm talking with you all, reaching out, like trying to gather a little bit more intel as well. And I'll be doing that the remainder of the day.
This is why I say don't sleep on Chris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, because he just popped that out after a break. So, Chris, tell everybody where they can find you and follow you too, brother.
Appreciate it as well, man. Twitter, VHR Review. Website, HoustonRoundballReview.com. Same on Instagram and YouTube, Houston Roundball Review. Since 1994, local name, global perspective. And Brother Gibson, we got something to discuss this Sunday, and not just NBA free agency, which was the initial plan. This Sunday, 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern, on Folks Talking Sports.
Hey, now I can go 4 Pacific since I got my USC and UCLA people.
Yep.
Pull up.
That's it.
Brothers, I love y'all much, man. Y'all have a great rest of your day. We'll talk soon, and y'all keep doing what you're doing. I mean it.
Thank you, brother. Love you as well. Thank you. Thank you, family.
All right. Hey, I got two of the best right here with Willie Gibson and Chris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. You saw how they broke that stuff right here live on the lunch break. Let me take this down real quick. But again, man, I just love having good brothers in my camp. All right, let's get ready to wrap this up. Lord say the same. I'll be back for Freestyle Friday tomorrow at 12 o'clock. I'm about to reach out to a guest to see if I can't have her back on. But as always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I truly do love you, and there is nothing you can do about it. Y'all have a great rest of your day, and we will definitely talk soon.
With what you need to know. Today is Thursday, June 30th, 2022, or as I like to call it, Friday Eve. Number 1, hopes have dimmed for a voluntary interview with Virginia Thomas before a House Select Committee. The lawyer for the wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas wrote an 8-page letter in which the attorney addressed concerns about any interview congressional investigators would conduct with her. 2 weeks ago, Congressman Benny Thompson, chairman of the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th Capitol riot, announced the invitation to Mrs. Thomas to testify about her participation in efforts to reverse Donald Trump's presidential election loss. Number 2, the Biden administration has released a fact sheet detailing what the 2022 North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO, summit in Madrid plans to accomplish. The summit occurs amidst an unprecedented and horrific war in Ukraine instigated by Russian President Vladimir Putin, leaving more than 4,000 civilians dead as of June 26. Of them, more than 300 were children. Furthermore, over 5,000 people reported injuries, and historic infrastructure has been reduced to rubble. Number 3, at least some U.S. adults may get updated COVID-19 shots this fall as government advisors voted Tuesday. It's time to tweak the booster doses to better match the most recent virus variants. Advisors to the FDA wrestled with how to modify the doses. Now, when there's no way to know how rapidly the mutating virus will evolve by fall. Ultimately, the FDA panel voted that COVID-19 boosters should contain some version of the super contagious Omicron variant to be ready for an anticipated fall booster campaign. Number 4, a black man in New Haven, Connecticut was in custody. He was paralyzed from the neck down after police put him in the back of a prisoner transport van without a seatbelt and made an abrupt stop while driving. The man, who was handcuffed and not wearing a seatbelt, flew headfirst toward the front of the van's holding area, smashing his head on the wall and falling to the floor. He remained in that position until he reached the detention center about 8 minutes later, when officers dragged him out of the van, placed him in a wheelchair, and ridiculed him about his posture. New Haven Mayor Justin Elliker said the 5 officers involved in the incident have been put on administrative leave. The Connecticut State Police is investigating, and attorney Ben Crump is on the legal team of this man. Number 5. As a young man in Memphis, Tennessee, Robert Dabney Jr. wanted to blaze a path that could set his family up for a better life. So, weeks later, after graduating from high school in 1998 at age 18, he joined the U.S. Army. After he left the Army in 2007, returned to Memphis and married with children, he struggled to see what he'd gained from his service. His experience seeking treatment through the Veterans Health Care System was plagued with challenges. Testimony like Mr. Dabney's was being shared at the first ever National Policy Conference for Black Veterans in Washington Thursday. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. There is a time for everything, a time to mourn and a time to dance. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, as we discuss today's top headlines and more. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and the American Heart Association. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SibylWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.